What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dice House from the DCO commentary. Bringing you a match here. First time we've been able to run into a final chapter pre-made squad. This is them on a bunch of their alts. Several of them, yeah, pretty much all of them are on alts. I know CM Roddy already posted this video up from his perspective, but I thought I'd go ahead and bring you guys my perspective and all that. And, speaking of my perspective, I thought I'd talk about some of my viewpoints on the most recent patch we had. Um, so, in the last video, I said that I was going to talk about it because there's, the video was long enough on this match here. You can tell by the video length. Obviously, it was long enough, and that's one of the biggest issues people have been having. But let's start down the list here and talk about everything they did in this patch first here. Uh, Basically, what they did, they went through and did a wide sweeping gear balance with everything. All of the iconic drops, Kick Me sign, Scarecrow's hat, Robot Batman helmet, all that stuff. They've balanced the stats out on it to make it so that your tier gear is now worth more than the iconic drops. To me, I felt like this was an important thing that needed to be done. It's curbed the effectiveness of the glass cannon build, which I know you all already know that I really hate. I think it's a breaking mechanic in the PvP system here. Definitely breaks the RPS system for certain if you're able to bring in PvE gear into an arena. Even if you're actually playing your main role. But it had to be done. And fact is, it hasn't, eliminated the glass cans. It just hasn't made them, as they're, you're not going to be able to go in there with your almost, 2,000 might or your 400 plus precision anymore. Glass can's still possible and it's still effective. Just, you can't, drool over your big numbers like you have been. You have to settle for your some semi big numbers that you're putting out, guys. Sorry about that. But as far as I'm concerned, it's something that needs to be happening. What I'd really like for them to do is to make PvP armor requirements for entering arenas in end game once you hit level 30. Everybody can just go straight out buy the blue PvP gear now. So let's start putting some restrictions on how you enter into that arena. Make people wear their PvP gear because the glass cannon build is bull. I'm pretty sick of seeing it. I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of seeing people, doing it in several of the arenas that I've been in. But enough of that. Let's talk about some of the other things they did. Weapons and powers changes they did. You can't stack Downdraft, Inferno, Wintry Tempest, and Circle Protection. Circle Protection and damage roll at least. You can't stack any of those in anymore on people. So basically, you can't just like cast it over and over again on the same person. That's a good thing, I think. Popping Inferno got to be a lot easier in the last since they made it an instant cast. So stacking that up on top of somebody was a bit OP, I guess. Wintry Tempest definitely needed to be looked at because it's still hitting way too hard, even if you don't stack it. And Downdraft, everybody cries about Downdraft, but what it is, what it is. The damage penalty. This is a big one right here. The damage penalty in the healing roll for all you healers out there. Was reduced by to 25%. So healers are going to be hitting a little bit harder out there now. Another big one everybody's complaining about is the tank roll, the immunities for fire, burn determination, winter and burnout, and winter ward and shadow restraints for ice. Now remove and prevent controller debuffing effects for 8 seconds and apply 5 seconds of breakout. A lot of QQing about this. I'm going to get into this a little bit more later. talk about this. A lot of people, well, I'll go ahead and I'll get into it and I'll talk about it now. There goes my phone. Uh, a lot of people are QQing about this, saying it's breaking the RPS system. It's basically making the trollers useless except for making them batteries. Well, I'm sorry, trollers, but part of your job is being a battery. Because let's face it, if you're not putting energy out, your healer is not going to be able to keep you alive. Simple as that. Yeah, your second role in killing the healer, yeah, that's been hampered a bit by this. But in my opinion, all this has done is it is balanced the RPS system more than it has been since launch. And I know a lot of people out there are probably scratching their heads saying, what the hell are you talking about? You're an idiot. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about. You're stupid. All that. You know what, you guys go ahead and keep on thinking that. But in my opinion, this has balanced the RPS system more than it ever has been before. If you need to, if you still don't get it, think about it. Try and figure out, exactly what I'm talking about, because as far as I'm concerned, if you can't figure it out, I'm not going to tell you. All right? Figure it out for yourselves. Me and my league have. And I know at least one other league that has as well. So, think about it, though. The RPS system is by far the most balanced it's been in a long time. All right. Some other fixes they did. Control roll. Debuffs were applied to by a stasis field, thought bubble, and horrific visage will now properly persist after the target breaks out. So, no more breaking out. And the debuffs are being removed from those. This is a big one right here. Big change for this one right here. Amazonian Deflection now adds 5,000 defense and toughness rather than just a flat amount of mitigation. That's a lot of toughness, especially after the toughness boost they did to the PvP gear. That's huge. Let's see, changes they did for fire. Increase cooldown of Meteor. I know this is going to make a lot of people happy here, and I understand this one. I'm actually, this one doesn't bother me too much because I don't really use Meteor as much as I used to, because too many mental trollers are raping my teammates with my own Meteors. But they increase the cooldown of Meteor and reduce the length of time the Meteor object remains in the world. Not, really that big of a change for me. I know there's a lot of people out there that live and die by their Meteor spam. So you guys will have to learn to adjust. And apparently, I didn't, notice this at all. But fire tank secondary health buffs should no longer occasionally bleed over to group members. I wasn't aware this was happening. To be honest with you, I've been playing fire since beta, and this is the first I've ever seen this. Gadgets, the turrets will now attack targets recently damaged by their owners rather than whatever they are most angry at. Stasis field now properly states that it reduces defense while in controlled role. Ice. Man, ice. Cost of hibernation was lowered to 35% supercharge, and the cost of freeze ray was also reduced to 35% supercharge. Alright, this one right here, seriously guys, alright, it's bad enough. I mean, it's cool that ice DPS was fixed, but, all those guys have done is they've just gone ahead and switched to tank stance and just rolling around with the same loadout. These guys still don't even know what they're doing, they don't know how to tank, and now you've just made them even more effective at trying to kill trollers. Which, I understand, that's a tank's job, but I've got a problem with people, not willing to learn how to play this game, especially when it comes to tanks. Too many times I've seen recently, we were actually laughing about this in an arena match earlier the other day, where Tank was the last one. Tank was there. He was razzing my trollers pretty hard. We decided to do a quick pile on him to get him off the troller. I want to give the troller some breathing room. This guy, he spams all of his immunity powers out. I mean, he spammed out Reflection, Winter Ward, and Shadow Restraint. Just bam, bam, bam. Just like that. To try and save his life. Alright? What help does that do to your team? Nothing. And then you guys, go ahead and just give them a buff like this. Not happy about that. But martial arts, they looked into the Shuriken Storm. They adjusted the damage on it. It's supposed to be lower, I'm guessing. I don't know. I have yet to be Shuriken spammed in a while, so we'll see about that. Here come the big ones here. This is another one. This is another QQ one. For the mental guys, the Pyrokinesis now properly states that it reduces healing while in control roll. Anybody who has played mental before, I have myself, knows, you hit, nice big red heart comes up on a guy whenever you hit him with it. But here's the one that's really got all the mental guys in a tizzy. Telekinesis no longer applies a defense debuff, bringing it in line with other first-rank controller powers. So basically what they did was, this is a balance issue, okay? Gadgets was not able to get a defense debuff power until they hit level 12, and that's when they get Gauss Grenade. However, trollers with telekinesis, that's the first power you're able to get when you hit TK. So as soon as you hit level 10, bam, you've got a debuff power. Gadgets guys had to wait 2 more levels before they could get it. Jens Anderson explained this, on the official forums and all that. Still in mental guys, couldn't grasp hold of that. Mental guys, I gotta tell you, you're still, I'm not going to say you're OP, but you're definitely more powerful than gadgets. All right, and I'm not saying that just because I play with gadgets. All right, I'm saying because you guys have seen my videos. You've seen the difference between how well my league's done, the guys that I play with, on a regular basis, how well we do on our villains with what are considered the OP classes of nature and mental. All right, for healer and controller. You've seen how well we've done against strong teams, okay? How well we've done against strong teams with those OP, and with tunes that have less than 40 skill points, okay? You'll see right here. Look at this right here. This match right here is a perfect example, okay? You've got them all. You've got fire. We've got 3 natures. 2 of them in wolf form DPS, okay? Running with healer loadouts and a mental troller, okay? Look at the hard time we had with these alts, okay? Is it because we suck? No, it's because you're looking at every single OP class in the game. And yeah, I'll even admit, yeah, fire's probably a little better of a tank than ice is. But I say that only because I think a lot of the ice guys out there don't know how to tank. Not all of them. I know there's some good ice tanks out there. But a lot of the ice guys are just people who re-rolled ice DPS because it was OP. Alright? So, think about that, guys. Think about how well we've done on with our villains, alright? And how hard of a time we're having with alts here, okay? And then put that in perspective, alright? Alright, next up, nature. Now, they did put out some fixes for nature. Gorilla form, when you're in gorilla form, you're not going to be able to earn any supercharge. Cost has been raised to 35%, and the ability now has a 60-second cooldown. Stomp Smash is now vulnerable to interrupt. Range tapped ability has been updated and is now also a block breaker, but vulnerable to interrupt. Wolf form, Leaping Back Fist is now vulnerable to interrupt. Thank you very much. Let's see here. The wolf form, they increased the damage to 40%. Why, I don't know. They already hit freaking hard enough as it is. And but they reduced the critical hit damage bonus received when they KO an enemy. Okay, that's fine. You could have just left them at 30% though. All right, they hit hard enough as it is. Why make them hit harder? Prehistoric Might no longer applies a critical bonus. Hive Mind now increases restoration by 270 instead of a flat percentage, and no longer applies critical hit bonuses. This is kind of this was a nerf, actually, believe it or not. I know a lot of the nature guys are out there are noticing that they're not hitting very many crit heals on their nature on their tunes. So this was actually a nerf. Insectoid form damage penalty was reduced to 25%, but all healers are putting out are only getting a 25%, so that doesn't much just keep us in line. Carnage now increases precision by 115, and no longer applies a critical hit damage bonus. This is kind of a good thing here. Cuts down on the burst damage going on in the game. Uh, this one here was a big one. Another big one. Lots of big changes in this one. Sorcery. The Transcendence is no longer vulnerable to interrupt mechanics. This was a good thing. This is by far probably one of the few useful powers that sorcery has, as far as both trees go. This was a big thing because I don't believe that any supercharge should be interruptible. I mean, it takes long enough, especially for healers. I mean, I've got a tank neck piece, so I get my supercharge up faster than everybody else. But especially for healers who are constantly having to kite, roll around and everything, it takes a while for them to get their supercharge up, especially, Transcendence is supercharge. So this is a good thing. No supercharge should be vulnerable to interrupt. Another balance thing here. This keep things in line, keep things balanced out with hand blasters. Dual pistols. Full auto now causes damage to targets it block breaks, and it only block breaks its current target, and the block break is no longer a continuous effect, which means you stand there and hold spam auto fire on somebody. You'll block break them once, but you won't continue to block break them. And it's only that one person, not a large group of people. Let's see here. Moving on here. Got to hurry things up. Match is coming to a close here soon. PvP weapons. Two-handed, like I said before, two-handed, brawling, and dual wield. Both have the tap triangle block break move now. Tier 2 PvP weapons now add a 352 precision when used against players rather than a global damage buff. This is cut back a lot on the burst damage. PvP trinkets. This, to me, personally, this is a smack in the face as far as I'm concerned. And I blame all of you crappy-ass tanks out there for this. Alright? The new Tier 2 PvP trinkets are now going to be able to, you're now going to be able to remove both regular and role-specific debuffs from your character. When you pop that trinket. Yeah, you still got the cooldown, but as far as I'm concerned, this is a slap in the face to me and all you other tanks out there. Guys, get on your game. I swear to God, this is an insult. All right, my guys, we go into an arena. If they get debuffed, if they're debuffed, they're not debuffed for more than 1 or 2 seconds because I cycle my immunities out there. Get better, guys. Get better. All right. Moon 5v5, they fixed an issue that could allow players to move at full speed while transporting an unstable element on the moon. I was actually going to post a video about this where this happened and all that, but I didn't want to call the guys out who were doing it as glitchers and everything. So I stay away from that. Fixed the alerts. Tier 2 alerts, the Batcave, Outer Caverns, you can run that once a day and all that. The loot lockout timers been set 24 hours to 7 days. Arkham Asylum alert, charmed doctors and inmates now have extended range when defending the Poison Ivy wing. Ouch, that's going to hurt a little bit. They also add to the loot tables on all the other hard mode alerts. Fortress of Solitude, oh my god, I know most people probably run it by now, but whoo man. We were actually able to, me and a few guys from the league, along with some other people we plugged in for it, we were able to beat it the other day. But then we tried to go in and do it, and we had a hard time with it. We weren't able to get past the second boss. The first and second bosses are the hardest ones. The last 2 bosses haven't really changed that much. But the first and second bosses are the hard ones to get by. Jens Anderson was posting a lot of advice on his Twitter account, and read up on that, and that's how I think we were able to get through there. But you pretty much you're going to definitely need a fire and an ice tank for that raid. There's no question in my mind that you need to have one of each. Ice guy tanks the boss on the first boss, while the fire tanks the ads, and vice versa on the second boss. Give that a shot and all that, see if it works. Focus fire down those retrievers on that second boss, and watch for the tells whenever the first boss gets ready to charge you guys. See, they fixed a few things with missions and all that. Seraph Style's now available. You can get that in the Smallville Tier 1 alert. Um, but that's pretty much it. This video is about done. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I appreciate views. And until tomorrow, I'll try and get another video out. But until tomorrow, you guys take care, and let's see what's going on with Hard Light today. All right, take care, guys. Bye.